Yeah, I guess it's never really sat with me, like both the wiping and then also like leveling up a new character.
Okay, so here, let me. Have you ever infamized in Payday 2?
Yes.
Have you ever prestiged in a
Ah,
Call of Duty?
okay, I see where I'm being trapped into a corner. Yeah, I think you just changed my mind in way less seconds than, oh God, I'd be a great hostage. Anyways, yeah,
Just start calling you Stockholm.
yeah. Oh my God, I'm in love with my captor.
Jumps down and slides down the hill. I see shots going above his head.
So she's like, oh, great, on her one day off, you're trying to romance this Pan Am chick. I'm like, honey, it's V, it's not me. Come on.
Brought back some old
Dude.
Catholic school memories, did it?
Oh, man, yeah, you just. Okay, you know the DMV slaw?
I know you're going with
Yeah,
this.
this guy.
You're listening to On the Rewind.
Okay, welcome back to On the Rewind on Amherst Island 101.3 FM. And we are streaming on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Music, pretty much anywhere you listen to podcasts. We're going to be there. I'm Adam. I'm speaking to
I'm
Derek.
Derek.
See, I tried. Yeah, I tried to get it real
You tried,
close.
you tried to nuzzle in on my namesake.
Yeah, I missed the crackle
Yeah.
crackle on that one. Derek, what's going on? How was your week? Couple weeks, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's been decent. This job, I'm a lot more content, even though it's been a bit more hectic with the responsibilities.
Hectic how?
When you're trying to build a structural unit between electricians who are constantly getting in your way and a wall that constantly needs to move parts between your work site and the other side,
Yeah.
you don't get much done.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like bureaucracy and all that.
But
like,
that was
paperwork.
just kind of like my morning today, if anything. And then we got pulled into a meeting, and this is like, hey, I need someone to train on this machine. And he points to me or the other welder. He's like, one of you would be probably best suited for this position. And I just kind of like, I looked at her. It's like, if you don't want to do it, I'll do it. Because I immediately I wanted to get out of working between two groups of people. It was claustrophobic. I was having a hard, I got the stands set up for the frames, and then immediately someone would move the stands out of position where I had just measured them so that they can move their stuff through.
If you're gonna do that, at least move them back.
I measured the stand placement 5 times before I started moving pieces onto the stands.
Yeah.
But that was just like, it was just one of those days. But overall, like, I'm not stressed going out to work. I'm not having anxiety. Yeah, I'm still having to drag myself, and like, come on, you gotta be an adult. Drag yourself to work. There's been more than those mornings where it's just like, if I'm gonna be productive, I should get up now. But if I want to be lazy, I can hit the snooze button 5 more times.
Oh yeah, but that's like every job, right?
And then do the 10-minute get ready up and go out the door.
Yeah.
And
Some
then buy
mornings
my
are
lunch.
worse.
I really need to start packing lunches again and saving money that way. That's just the adult thing that needs to happen.
Oh man, I'm telling you, casserole. You make one casserole, and you have lunches for like, I think I'm on day 5 with some in the
That's
freezer.
fair, but yeah, I think the plan right now is, I'm gonna go pick up some hot dog buns this weekend and then just do like little mini subs.
Ooh. Okay, something I was doing is you get the hot dog buns, you get the pizza sauce, and then you get the cheese, and then you get little pepperonis.
Little pizza subs.
Yeah, little pizza subs. I don't know, they're like quick, they're simple, you heat them up for like a couple seconds, and you're golden.
Oh, yeah. Well, all I need is like, grab some meats, maybe grab like a thing of spinach or baby spinach or whatever.
Oh, you're
Grab
being
an
healthy.
onion, chop that up, and some banana peppers. I'd be happy.
Yeah, you lost me until the banana peppers.
I
Right
lost you
back
till
in.
the banana peppers. Did the banana peppers bring you back?
Yeah, the banana peppers brought me back.
Okay,
You were trying to be
usually
too
it's the other way
healthy.
around. You lost me at the banana peppers.
Oh,
No,
God.
I'm a welder by trade. I can't taste anything unless it's spicy. So of course there's gotta be like jalapenos or banana peppers in there, or a little bit of Frank's Hot. I put that blank on everything.
Yeah.
Radio edit.
God. It's like the meth heads that used to come into the Tim Hortons downtown
Yeah.
Napanee. Yeah. They
Used to? They're still there. We could go for a walk if you'd like.
yeah, see that's a problem is this is stories from my old ex, but they used to get like 12 sugars, 12 creams in it, like just a splash of coffee because they need to taste something. Yeah, and apparently sweet is like still left on their palate.
Huh.
But yeah, everything else is kind of just gone. I'm guessing if that's
no.
them smoking, but yeah.
Well, it's just like the whole expression of like coal miners. Why like their guts are gonna hate them for what they're eating, but it's the only thing they can taste is hot food.
Yeah.
Right, and it's like I still got most of my sense of tastes and stuff like that, though. I will admit, like after a day of welding, can't smell anything. My sinuses are all
Weird.
clogged up.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, it's not like. So it's a new startup shop, right?
Yeah.
So we're still getting things, and like now, air quality test, it passes, right? There's enough open space, and so it's it's fine in that regard. But when you're welding in awkward positions where your head's almost right above the fumes anyway,
Yeah.
you're gonna inhale some of it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
It's gonna happen. But they got me training on a new machine, a foam press. So it's two panels with a hole drilled into the side.
Yeah.
And it goes into this machine that presses it up to the roof. That locks it in place, and then you pretty much shoot molten liquid that becomes like this foam seal. That's your insulation.
Oh.
And so I'm getting trained on that well, I learned how to do all the math and equations today and the start and stop processes.
Yeah.
And then we're missing a nozzle piece that should be in tomorrow. And then we'll actually be able to shoot some foam into the pieces there.
That's pretty sweet. Plus, with like more jobs, more responsibility, better pay.
Yep. No, it's kind of the neat thing. Is like I got hired on as an assembly. I had welding tickets, and then their welder was sick for almost a whole month. But the day I was hired, or like not the day I was hired, but the day I came in, I think I started doing assembly work for 2 hours before they put me on a welder.
Hey.
And I should really renegotiate my wages.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it's just one of those things. I'm doing the whole plan of like, I'm gonna try and see how I can get through the 3 months of probation period, and then a list of everything I'm trained on, everything I've been doing for them, and then just basically like, here's the starting rate, or here's the new wage I would like.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you're actually doing enough work for them, then yeah, like they shouldn't have a problem with it in general. But like, yeah, especially if you're pulling your weight and then some, why not?
But here's the difference how you can tell I like this job, and it's how I can tell, because when it's time to go home, I'm not in a rush to get to the vehicle and clock out and get out. It's I'll just wrap up what I'm doing here, and sometimes I'm there an extra 5, maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah,
and I'm not worried about it. And I don't care about like, oh, I'm not getting paid for these 10 minutes. I don't care.
Yeah, I think that resonates with a lot of people. It definitely does with me, where like there have been jobs where it's like I am like fucking damn near in tears if I'm like 5 minutes in this place that I can't stand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that just goes to show it's like, no, I actually don't mind it. The crew, like now you know how shops can be, or different workplaces. You don't know if anyone's talking behind your back, and honestly, I do my best not to think about that.
Oh yeah.
But overall, it's been a good experience. I don't think anyone I get along with everyone on a face value level.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, unfortunately, like with every job, it's funny when I moved from a grocery store to a gas station, I thought the drama would be less because there's less people. It gets worse. It gets a lot worse.
Okay, well, comparatively, what was because I imagine there's a lot of differences. How did it get worse?
So with well, I'll just say it's Metro Grocery. There's a produce section, there's this section, there's that section. There was like small quarreling in each section, but you're like there's so much of a chain of command that it's kind of like it stops pretty soon and then you're just kind of bitter. And then there's like the old ladies and there's certain groups that are like, "Oh, we go to Tins together, so we're tight," and all that sort of stuff. And that
Yeah.
kind of like that's where a lot of the gossip was born. And then you go to the gas station where I think we have 15 employees. So when you divide up into groups, it's literally half the store versus the other half. And then no one tells management. And then it's,
Just put two boxes out: red jerseys, blue jerseys, and whoever's wearing what,
yeah, right? Like it would be just so much better. Like, without getting into names, we have like this one, and like he's is the sweetest guy. The sweetest guy. He just sometimes makes stuff up just out of nowhere. He'll just make up that like, oh yeah, this guy wants to quit. It's like, what? It's like, yeah, he can't take it anymore. Oh, I've not heard a single peep of that at
Now, is
all.
that making that stuff up, or did you just see that guy having a bad day and he's just carrying it on from there, exaggerating it, still
No,
making it up, but it's carrying on? No, okay.
no. See, that's the weird part. Is like he'll be he's always cheery. He's always in a great mood. Always kind of just like I don't know. He's
Is he an
real.
older feller? Of course,
Yeah.
all right.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that's the boredom kicking it in and
You could
and the
tell.
old age.
You could tell, man, because yeah, he's like a slippery too. He'll like kind of be like, "Oh man, this place. Oh man, this place is just so bad for rumors." And then he'll look at you, waiting for you to be like, "Oh yeah, it is. Did you hear about this?" And it's like, "No, yeah." He almost got me because I looked over because I. It's weird. I'm in a management position, but I'm a kid, so people don't treat it as such.
Yeah,
But yeah. So yeah, I hear most of it.
that's a careful line you got to walk.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and I know you know.
yeah.
I'm just stating it for the audience more than anything.
Oh yeah, no, because like, and especially because yeah, my family's the one running it. I really gotta be like, yeah, I gotta
Yeah,
check
you gotta make
myself.
sure you're not self snitching on here too, in case they
Yeah,
listen.
I know, because it's like I don't really tell people at work what I do, like filming
Yeah.
or any like podcast related. But I know my mom was like, "What? What's the name of that again? Where is it on?" I'm like, you probably won't get the station, mom. It's okay. Um, but yeah, yeah. Just in general, the rumors are bad. We actually just had to can a person because they
Oof.
just couldn't get along with anyone and kept trying to pin each other, like people against each other, and just made it so that there end up being fights and screaming in front of people and
No, that's no good.
right in front of customers. And I think a lot of this also might come down to not the size, but the location. Because, like, I'm still in comparative mode from your question. Metro was in Napanee, and
Yeah.
then this gas station is on a native reserve. And a lot of people treat the reserve businesses differently. Like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I know it's the Wild West some days. I get that.
Yeah.
Like the stories that I could tell are not radio friendly, but yeah, like the person we actually canned, her man, who is about 20 years younger than her, just flew in their Dodge Grand Caravan, rolled down the window and goes, "Who the F is who the F?" I'm trying to censor this as best as I can. Um who's effing D is she sucking? Yes, there we go. And screamed that and like went up to every employee. Whose effing D is she sucking? And all of us are just flabbergasted. We're like, what's going on? And it's just like, yeah, like that's just a normal Tuesday. Just no one, you would never do that in a corporate office. You would never do that at your work. You just, yeah.
Now here's the thing. Now I see all that, and comparatively, I knew, I'm not gonna name names either, but I knew someone that worked at the Belleville Walmart, who was in a position within management in a sense. They weren't high up there, they were middle.
Yeah. Kind of like cast leaders and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, that's like a Shark Tank in teams, and like all the managers and assistant managers are against each other, trying like it's get your stomping boots. I'm gonna stomp on you to get higher.
Yeah.
Like territory, and like the big Walmarts and stuff like that. And I don't know so much about the small Walmarts, like the ones that would be, Napanee or somewhere smaller.
Actually, one of our employees is the ex-greeter from that Walmart, and apparently it's just as bad.
Really?
And,
that small?
Oh yeah. See, because everyone knows
I'm thinking
everyone.
like the Belleville's, like that's gotta be like probably at least 100 employees.
Oh, I think that's and under. I'd say 150.
Yeah, and then, but like the Napanee, I was thinking like, oh, that's 50.
That's fair. Yeah, I'd say that.
Right?
Yeah.
In comparison, and I'm just thinking it's like, so I'm like, yeah, there's still probably division and like follow within ranks, and like, oh, this supervisor's better than this supervisor. No, this supervisor's better than that supervisor, kind of. And they got their flocks, and they take care of their own flock, kind of thing, or the flies, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like, I always knew like retail like that, like in those kind of stores, it's a Shark Tank. I've always had that mentality. Like, I've never worked at one, but I've heard the horror stories, and I know what people will do. Like because if you want a job that is high school never ended, go work at a Walmart.
Yeah. The people that have been there for like 50 years.
Because like if you're planning on like that's your career, Walmart. Because like, you do get benefits. There is some benefits to like as long as like two partners in a situation are working.
Yeah.
And they're full time. Walmart's not a bad gig. Right now I believe it pays over the minimum wage and everything else like that. And
oh yeah.
Like even Burger King, like in Napanee that just opened up, is trying to get people started at 18 an hour because they're having a hard time finding people to work.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's almost a different beast all in itself. I don't know how they're still like running. I've heard they've just had trouble keeping people from day one.
Yeah, but it's just drive-through running, and that's the thing of like, man, I did fast food through high school, and I don't know, it was actually more of a like an in between like fast food and restaurant. Like I'd actually go serve people at their tables and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but
I was gonna say. Takeout. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was yeah. So, and then I did little bits of bartending, which is really just please the people.
Yeah.
And the management is like, hey, you're working this shift. It's like I that was my day off. It's like, yeah, you're working this shift. It's just kind of anywhere, really.
Yeah.
I know even your partner has that probably at the Cineplex.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. As soon as like if you're a corporation,
might need to bleep that one out because that was a DOS. You ever heard one at location?
Oh gosh. Right. Well, she's not there anymore, right?
Welcome back to On the Rewind.
Okay, and we are back. We had a little bit of a technical issue there. Thought we were recording for the last 5 minutes, and turns out we weren't. So,
Well, one of us was. I was not.
Yeah, I don't like to put blame on people, but anyways, yeah, Derek.
I
um,
Yeah. So essentially, recap is, yeah, we started talking about the Shark Tank that is Walmart and the people we know associated with it, without naming names,
yeah,
and the comparison about the drama between a gas station and a grocery store, the Metro in particular, with Adam's personal experience,
yeah. So like
and sorry, go ahead.
it was pretty much like just trying to compare it to the fact of like, I don't condone it, but I kind of understand when someone is like, they're trying to push someone down in like a Walmart, because there is a place to go up to. It's very difficult to do, but there is a place to go up to. And like, there's not like an executive pump at the gas station. There is no place to go up to.
But then my idea is what you do is you have a nice bathroom and you have limited keys. So if someone's being a very excellent employee, they get a key to a bathroom that has heat in the winter and has AC in the summer. Then you have a camera installed at the inside, so you see how much is used. Over years, oh, key's gone. You see, you see them letting someone else in. It's like, oh, that takes away the key.
Yeah, we need to like move the porta potty like a good 2-minute walk out into the field. Just like make it as bad as possible. But honestly, yeah, like some sort of incentive would be amazing for that place. But then it also like the drama is like bad enough. I had the brilliant idea of like maybe doing like an employee of the month or like something like that, and it was announced and then taken away in a week without ever having an employee of the month, because it turned into, oh, I'm going to snitch on this person so they don't get employee of the month, and then I'm going to look good because I'm pointing out the bad people. And yeah, that no work was getting done because everyone was trying to keep everyone else in check. And yeah, so if you're all watching,
Well, I think everyone trying to keep everyone else in check would mean more production, but
oh yeah, right.
I mean, gas station. What kind of there's not really production.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. There's like, and it's like, oh yeah, no, they talked to the customer too long. It's like, yeah, but like the whole time that you were watching them, we were asking for someone to go and get us ice. It's like, oh yeah, yeah, oh no, and there was like, oh yeah, no, they didn't go and get ice when they were asked. It's like, you were working too. What do you mean? So yeah, it was literally like nothing was getting done. So I had to take that away.
Well, you know what you do there is you take a picture of the bear out front and then you put that on the placard.
Oh my god, I love it. By the way, without naming his
or put your or do the narcissist move and put yourself.
Well, you saw our one friend's company page that I run, right? Contractor?
I'm drawing a blank. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you saw the employee of the month.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a one-person business for everyone else, and I put him as employee of the month, and it was the most reacted to picture all month. Yeah, everyone loved it. It was funny.
I still gotta hand you the passwords for our stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I turned out like I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I also learned a lot of tricks that like I can schedule posts. So I work for like 3 hours at the beginning of the month, and then just schedule everything. And it's funny. I'll wake up to my partner, and she's like, "Really nice post. Did you like wake up and then do that, and then go back to bed?" I'm like, no idea, one, what the post is, and two, no, it's just it's coming out when I'm usually asleep now, and I love it.
Yeah.
Because it also makes me look productive.
Well, you're asleep during the day most of the time.
Yeah. But anyways, so don't tell anyone, for next month's, well, technically this month's employee of the month, it's his cat.
Nice. nice.
His cat
Well,
is
you just
employed.
told everybody who listens, but don't worry, none of our friends listen.
Yeah. Yeah, I took his cat, Hemi. I'm not like you can't find out who Hemi is, but anyways. And I put a little white supervisor hard hat on him, and I put him in a construction site, and he's employee of the month, and he's a
Is this all
supervisor.
Photoshop or?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet because I did like a really sentimental little paragraph underneath it too. Like supervisors don't get enough recognition and stuff like that, and I love it.
Oh, you know what you should do?
What?
Make Hemi like the health and safety like poster boy, like what you did with like the
Oh,
altar boy poster.
yeah.
Have like the OSHA, like the 3 big OSHA rules with Hemi in like an office setting.
Oh my god. Oh, if I had unlimited money, I would make stickers with his face on it saying OSHA approved. Oh, just
I mean, that doesn't seem like it'd be too much money.
yeah, it'd be hilarious though. Just starts.
It'd be like what, $50
Yeah,
after you Photoshop it.
just like slap it on his like ladder and stuff like that. Just like go around everywhere on his equipment. It's just OSHA approved. I love it.
I mean, I'll distract him while you do it.
Yeah, it's just brand new $1,000 like table saw. Just OSHA approved. There you go. You don't have any problems on the work site now. But yeah. Yeah, I love how this actually completely derailed from me asking you about your week. Is there anything else besides you finally loving your job and loving yourself as you should?
Well, it sounds like one of those things is happening, but it's not loving myself. No, well, as a last minute, just to go back into the game side of the show that we based this whole thing off of,
Yeah.
instead of just this is definitely a for your leisure podcast category.
Yeah.
Not quite. We're not quite hitting the gaming quota like we used to.
Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. I got a bunch on that.
All right, good. So, blah blah blah. Reset. V Rising. Gifted that to you and the boys.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, I don't need the thanks.
Yeah. Bite me.
But no, everyone kind of got like a caption. So on Steam, when you gift it, they ask for the recipient's name, a little message, and then your signature, and you can choose like a little like sincerely, but it's more like buckle up, XOXO, and all that other kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so like you and Cody got the bite me, but as I'm like, I like Jesse. Still getting to know him. I haven't gotten to the point where like, okay, I'm gonna be gay with him.
That's
so
an
I'm
exclusive club.
He might get I'm assuming he's gonna get a laugh. I'm not gonna assume. I'm a little mentally and socially anxiety handicapped.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, so the wooden steak. I'm like, steak for dinner.
Jeez.
I'm like, that's platonic enough.
Oh my god.
That's how I think. On other fronts, Darkest Dungeons 2 came out a little while ago. Been hitting that up.
Yeah.
That's fun. It took a spin on the original, so instead of like build up your settlement and try not to screw up your runs and have all your people die like an XCOM game.
Yeah.
It is more like a roguelike run.
Okay.
How far can you take this wagon of heroes before they all inevitably die, or can you get to the end?
Oh, okay.
Well, as you each run through, you get tokens to unlock new items.
Oregon Trail.
Yeah.
Sweet. Oh.
Except for with turn-based D&D combat.
Yeah. And
stuff.
We just found out the new Dead by Daylight survivor
is Nicolas Cage.
Right? I don't even play the game, and I'm kind of interested in that. That's cool.
Yeah, it was like I've been so off of Dead by Daylight. It is not my thing anymore. It never really was, but it was a game that I played because the people around me played it.
Yeah.
And then they added Resident Evil stuff, and then that re-sparked my interest because I'm a Resident Evil nerd.
Yeah, it just has to hit a franchise you like. I'm just waiting for Scooby-Doo.
Oh God, if it did.
Right. No, they'd
Um,
never allow it. But yeah.
on sadder news, Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt
Yeah.
um is announced after its next big content drop. The game is essentially dying. They're gonna keep the servers up,
Yeah.
but they're not. Then they'll hotfix it. But it's essentially the team is moving on from the project. It's not maintaining the player base it needs to
To
in
keep
order
it.
to
Yeah.
succeed, which is really sad because it's one of my favorite franchises.
Yeah, that is too bad. It's always sad when a
But
game like that dies.
yeah, so it's people are calling it dead. It's not officially dead. I mean, if everyone wants to go log in and try and hit like 10K player base instead of the 1500 it's been dormant, which 1500 is not bad,
No.
but you gotta think like it's not for a battle royale. That's not good numbers.
Yeah, you're seeing a lot of the same people at that point.
Yeah.
Oh, what was that one game I brought up not too long ago? Lawbreakers.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that went under real quick. It was a phenomenal game. It just did not compete well with Overwatch at the time.
Not even close. I played it when it came out and I was still playing it when it was dead.
Yeah.
24
And
hours.
I blame two things. Blizzard's a big name.
Yeah.
Two, Rule 34. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
Oh,
you know.
yeah, I guess that makes sense. Overwatch really capped the market at that one.
Yeah. But yeah, on some more news, Dying Light 2's seeing some love with some updates and developments there and some more expansions underway.
Yeah.
This summer Game Fest that's later on into the season. We're going to be hearing more about that Cyberpunk expansion.
Yeah. I actually thought about that the other day. Cause yeah.
And yeah, so that's some more news on that front. Hunt Showdown, always a great game. If you are looking for a Western kick with hunting down a bounty and then trying to escape other players or take out other players while doing so, that's a good one to hit up. It's kind of been lumped in. Well, it is an extraction shooter, but it's not quite like Escape from Tarkov. It's kind of it's more loadout based than loot based.
Yeah.
That's the kind of the key difference is like you're not having to go of your way to find the weapons you want to use. It's like, hey, you have this unlocked, spend this little bit of in-game currency from winning or doing tasks and get the gear you want to use.
Okay.
Like I've never not been able to use the weapon I want
I think that's the most
as long as
important
I've had
part.
it unlocked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to use what you think is the most fun, and don't be hidden behind
So
all that
that's
stuff.
a good one. Since extraction shooters has kind of been the blow up talk conversation of the gaming kind of verse here. So the Cycle Frontier used to wipe every season. They're now no longer doing wipes, so your progress is going to be kept all the way through. Curious to see how that's going to go in the long run, and if they're going to stick to their guns on that.
Yeah. Can I ask a question? This might
Yeah.
be dumb to viewers. Why wipe at all?
For 3 reasons. I think 3. It might expand into more as I go. So, 1, game loop. You finish all the quests, you're doing end-game content. There's really, other than mucking around with players, there's no real sense of progression afterwards. Second reason, new players. If you have everyone if the game's been around for the longest time, and you have an influx of people trying to try it out, maybe there's a sale, maybe there's a promotion, new season of content, somebody convinced their buddies to get in, then what do you do when you have a bunch of entrants with top gear?
Yeah, you die quick. Yeah.
And so that's another reason for the wiping. And then the third is just if the reinstate the challenge. It's the dopamine grind, right? Like you have people that play like WoW, they level up, max up a new character. It's like, okay, well, I'm not gonna go level up a new character. Now that's more of a player choice at that point, but it kind of loops into the same. It's just like that feeling of like, oh, I got the gun I like again.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's never really sat with me, like both the wiping and then also like leveling up a new character, because I am awful for, like, if I play a game through and through, it has to be like one of the games that everyone's talked about, that like everyone's like, oh yeah, of course you're gonna play that again, or it has to be my
Okay,
favorite
so
game.
here, let me have you ever infamized in Payday 2?
Yes.
Have you ever prestiged in a
Ah,
Call of Duty?
okay, I see where I'm being trapped into a corner. Yeah, I think you just changed my mind in way less seconds than, oh god, I'd be a great hostage. Anyways, yeah,
Start calling you Stockholm.
yeah. Oh my god, I'm in love with my captor. Yeah, yeah. Okay, no, fair point, sir. Game, set, and match.
Difference is it's forced on you. But the key thing is though, the thing that doesn't get taken away from you in wipes is your knowledge.
Yeah, your skill
So
set.
if you know more and you've gotten further and you got and you're used to more things, you're still gonna get through to where you want to be faster than everybody else.
Yeah,
And so you can still have the advantage. And as you got the game knowledge, you know what's junk when you start out
okay, yeah, like what
and what the
perk
ciphers do.
trees and skill trees to go into. I kind of get that.
Or even like, hey, is this loot valuable to sell? Well, when I first played, I harvested a lot of this, but it didn't really get me anywhere.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, fair.
Or hey, oh, I got this key card. Oh, I know where this goes.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's fair. Especially with the cycle. I get that.
Yeah. And
Okay.
especially in games like Tarkov where keys and stuff like that all matter. Like you could wipe, but when you need to grab the briefcase out of the middle of the factory, I know where to look for the buy to go get the key and then go look to that. And I also know what dorm to check out and grab the key to unlock the tanker truck to grab the pocket watch. At any point, if whenever I go back to it and there's been a wipe.
Yeah. I asked, you answered. I like that. Yeah. No, that makes sense.
And like oh, yeah, that kind of summarizes,
Yeah, no, that was
the
really,
wiping sense.
yeah,
And if you
well
want
said.
something persistent progress, then you're looking at something more like a Fallout 76, where it's new. If you're not gonna wipe, there has to be consistent new
Content.
content.
Yeah, GTA.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. I like that.
whereas like the loop for like Payday 2, when they stopped producing content, now they started up back up again a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, was the infamy? They kept reworking the infamy.
Yeah, I think it's in a really good place right now.
Yeah. And like for instance, like games like Killing Floor 2, where you're dealing with hordes of monsters that you're slaying, stuff like that. Well, you level up faster and you get little increments of buffs. It's the prestiging conversation, but it's just unfortunately wipes happen when you don't want them to, or when you do, because sometimes you're like, oh, everyone's running around max gear and it's just a clever fest. I want that thrill of like me and this bolt action rifle, not and hearing an automatic in the distance of me, like, oh boy.
Yeah.
Because trust me, when you're playing games like The Cycle or Tarkov, a large part of the thrill and dopamine is the adrenaline kick you get. And it might be weird to be talking about a game and adrenaline, but the adrenaline kick you get from just being like, you're walking through the woods and you hear like 15 shots in a row, and you're just like, am I equipped for this? Probably not.
Oh yeah.
And like just that jump and startle, or Or if you're someone that's not me and you're like, I smell blood, and you start charging off.
Well, plus if you have like a lot of really good gear and you're like, please don't see me, please just let me go.
Or if you're the opposite, it's like, I got a lot of good gear, I can get some more.
Yeah, no, that's the difference between you and you
That's the
and I.
difference between me and Cody.
Yeah. Yeah, no, thank you. I just don't like confrontation in general.
Except for when you get the drop on somebody.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm a backstabber. I have Stockholm
Yeah.
syndrome and I'm a backstabber. I am
Backstab the fellow hostage and be like, I'm on your team now.
Yeah. Yeah, do not look to me to lead.
Have you ever watched that show, Money Heist?
No, but it seems so up my alley.
It is, and there's actually, ironically, a character that's nicknamed Stockholm
Oh, no way.
that goes from being a hostage to a heist member.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've always looked at that and I need to start it, but I'm like, I'm going through so many freaking shows, man.
Where are you going through, man?
Okay, actually that's perfect. And look at us with transitions and I'm messing it up. Westworld.
I started that recently too. What season you on?
No way. Season 2.
Same.
No way. What episode?
I can't remember. Do you know who Arnold is?
Yes, that was season 1 finale.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's gotten revealed to me. You know the blonde guy that's riding with that's with the I'm terrible for names.
He's actually called the Black Hat Man.
Okay.
I'm guessing
Yeah.
that's what you're talking about.
Yes.
And you know who he is?
The connection to the I know what the past and the present is.
Yeah.
Now. That's kind of where I've left off.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh,
This is the first time we've been watching the same show.
yeah, this is kind of cool. This feels scripted, but it's not. Yeah. Okay. So, I thought this was a really old show, but it actually stopped running like not too long ago.
Yeah, I heard it didn't get renewed after a 3rd season though.
Yeah. No, there's 4. I think there's
4.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I remember what happened. So you know the same thing that now this might dissuade you, but you know this. You know what happened in Lost, where it's like, oh, people figured out the ending, so we're gonna change it.
Oh, I did not know that. I didn't watch
So the
Lost.
audience guessed the ending of Westworld, and so they made it thematically appropriate. But apparently the last season's the worst season.
Ah, damn. Okay.
I'm still gonna watch it all the way through.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, it's one of those shows I started watching, and the partner happened to be sitting there, and so now it's a couples show.
Oh, I hate those. I hate those so bad.
It's like that and Sweet Tooth is what I'm watching.
Oh, you know what's worse is a couple's game. That sucks. Because it happens so rare with me that like it's like a Stranger Things or sorry, Life is Strange. Like
Yeah.
I play 1 5-minute like little bit of that and she sees it and all of a sudden now it's like, oh, you have to play this when I'm around so I can see what happens. I'm like, okay, but you'll just put on Family Guy that you've seen like 40 times. So can
Simpsons with mine.
Yep. But yeah, no, Westworld.
It's now owned by Disney.
Yeah.
All right, Westworld, sorry.
It is so good. Oh yeah. So I thought it was an old show. Turns out it's not. Just everyone was raving about it in 2016.
Hey, are we dipping into extended?
We are not because of the 5 minutes. Yeah. Yeah. So the plot for anyone who doesn't know, I'm going to try and be as spoiler free as possible. This was a huge thing when I was in high school still, and I thought that it had been going on for years, how everyone was talking about it, but it wasn't. But yeah, the plot, pretty much, it is you can pay to go to this park, which is a Wild West theme park, and when you go in there, there's animatronics, but that's not even a really good word for them because they look so lifelike and they
Think about
act.
where AI is now and then speed that up 30 years.
Yeah, yeah, like with how,
And that is what animatronics are.
yeah, because like with how quickly AI has learned in like the past couple of years, think of how much it would learn in 30. Um, yeah, and it's like the whole show is pretty much like a balance of trying to make sure that that AI is not too smart to realize that they are in a constant loop of a game that is just for the ultra elite's amusement. So pretty much if you're an ultra elite, you go there to pretty much do whatever you want with no consequences is the
All right.
best.
I'm gonna add one caveat to your description here. So it's not so much that it's the AI's awareness. It's how much how much breathing room can you give them within their script before they go off script? How many times can you
Yeah.
how many times can you overwrite the files until there's something corrupt and something catches?
Yeah, yeah. A big thing in it is like their memory, because
Yeah.
a lot of them are like killed multiple times, and they don't want them remembering that.
And they live different storylines over the years and
Yeah. So to still kind of keep it censored, most people that go into this park are picking the evil side because they can't be evil in real life. So imagine the worst things that you could do to a person. That's usually what's going on in this park for the most part. There is a lot of like really cool like narratives that you can follow with each animatronic. Like if one falls down and you help him up, oh, it turns out that he can repay you with this treasure map, and then you can go on this like fun little story that they've made. Narrative story is what they call it. But yeah. And that's like literally like this whole thing that we've explained is literally just like your base knowledge of the setting, just the setting that this whole story is based around. Then you get like time jumps, and then you get like
you
stories.
yeah, so it's the time jumps is so you're gets a little confusing who exactly you're following at times.
Yeah,
Um and when's when.
but in
But
the
that's kind of the
best
point. And then
ways.
but it's in the plot twist. Like it's one of those like it's I think there's one other show that if you watched it a second time, I'll have to think hard about that, but I'm gonna try and stay on this track of Westworld here.
Yeah.
So like there's maintenance happening to them and you don't know when it's happening, and then there is one character who you don't know um any other connection to the future. You think it's all going on at the same time, and then you realize like, oh no, that's the past, that's the future.
Yeah.
um and it all kind of like shows you how long the park has gone on for. um and then there's like the corporate drama side. um and then like lots of plot twists. You can kind of see where it's going. I'm trying to be vague but not at the same time. It's
Yeah.
a little difficult.
And I don't
um
know about you, but like the time jumps kind of are like hidden until the very last second. And the
yeah,
best part
like the
is,
finales point them out.
yeah. But there's so many plot twists. It's not even like ruining it, saying there's like time jumps, because the breadcrumbs they leave you are kind of like, oh, you like it almost forces you to make up excuses for what you're seeing, and then they'll like reveal it all and be like, no, what you saw is real, and all
Yeah,
the excuses you've been trying to make to like fill in our plot holes are unnecessary because our plot's been going perfectly the whole time. And you're like, no way.
yeah,
No way.
yeah. And so like I think the track I was on before I kind of sidebarred myself was that a lot of it's to prove the point of the AI units, the robots essentially.
Yeah.
Um their memories and how they overlap, and when you have corrupted files that are overlapping with each other, and what kind of either makes them snap or keep going, because they'll because they have logic code written in them, they'll try and logic it out.
Yeah. Yeah, logic, improvisation, all that's like written into them.
Yeah, they're like, it's all scripted. Like, there is moments where, like, oh, are they gonna get sentient? And it's like, no, that was a script.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah. Um Also, not yeah, no, this isn't a spoiler. Like season 2, the only kind of problem I'm seeing with it right now is it is hitting the nail, or like it's beating the dead horse with the fact of it's like, well, who's the real monster now? Like, who is the bad guy? It's like, are we the robots? Are we the invaders? Or are they? And it's like, I still love the show. It's just before it was kind of just like, oh, there's this happy family and they're going to see the prairies with their son and daughter. Uh-oh, there's a bad man over there. And this one, it's like, oh, the humans are being mean to the robots. And the robots are saying, oh, why are you doing this to us? It's like, it's
Yeah.
so straightforward that it's like kind of gets on my nerves, but then they'll throw in something beautiful and then you have to forgive them. It's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Like, the corporate sabotage move in the second season. Or going into the second season.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Like, that was like a, you kind of knew something was gonna happen.
Yo. Oh yeah. There's no way that. Yeah. Um. Okay. Just fair warning to anyone listening. Next episode, all holds barred for spoilers.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll have to binge the rest of season 2
Yeah.
between then.
Yeah. Don't go too far. But yeah. Yeah. We'll figure out where each person is, and then I just have to make sure that I don't go past that. But yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Besides that, just to kind of squeak in the rest of my week, the studio is done. And I've kind of been noticing with this recording, it's doing really well. Like when I say recording studio, pretty much think of like a recording nook that has soundproofing on it and really cool neon mushrooms, but that kind of doesn't help you guys that are listening. But yeah, it's kind of like turned out really well. I can tell that the ambient noise is like down quite a bit. Plus, I got an on-air symbol outside, and I love that. The only problem with this desk is it makes me want to smoke inside. Feels like I should be smoking a cigar and brandishing a whiskey or cleaning a revolver. I don't know. Kind of
That little cinematic brain of yours.
Yeah, I don't know. It just like it feels like every time I'm like just sitting here and like because the street light perfectly peers into the window if I have it open at night, and like I love having the whole window open and actually like open the window with the screen and like just hearing the rain and the cars go by and I'm just like, this city, it needs
Yeah, like a little detective board on the back and get some red yarn and some
Oh,
random fake clues.
oh dude, I actually leaned against the window with one hand up and just looked out looked out the bay window. I'm like, this city needs a hero. I'm like, oh my God, it's so perfect. It's so, yeah. And then
I need to get you into those RP servers when you get an upgrade. You'll have such a hoot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So for anyone else, I actually I tried playing a game and for the first time ever, it wasn't my graphics card that was the problem, it was the RAM. And now I'm like really budgeting. And I keep saying I'm budgeting, but now I'm like it's in the cart budgeting. And once it's in the cart, it's only a matter of time before I have a really weak moment. And with that, we have ended off this episode through technical difficulties, through job talks. Don't know where I'm going with this.
How the torture and incentivize your employees.
Yeah, exactly.
Do not take us as a guideline.
So yeah, this has been On the Rewind, brought broadcasting out of 101.3 FM Amherst Island Radio, on Spotify, Amazon Music, anywhere you listen to podcasts. We're probably there waiting for you.
Thanks for listening to On the Rewind.